Okay. Okay, so beginning your day, and of course, what's most coming to mind is yesterday I was away with Ajahn Siripanyo, Ajahn Kasapo, and we were at Ordination at the City of 10,000 Buddhas, and there, I've been to many of them, but because they don't happen every year, so every few years they'll have an ordination, and it's tends to be quite a gathering. But I tend to forget what it's like, and I'm always touched by their certain aspects of their ordination, and I think one of the things that is sort of immediately touching, moving, is that so we all gathered at 7 in the 7 in the morning at their administration building. The various elders that are, because they do their ordination slightly differently. They have a group of senior teras that are the certifying teachers, preceptor certifying teachers, and so there was 12, 13 of us. And Kasapo was the most junior. And then we processed over to the ordination hall, and we went in a bus, and then we get out of the bus, and then it's there was 20 people who were ordaining, and then they had the monks and nuns who were there, like mentors, off to the sides, and but they create a line on both sides, and they're all chanting mantras, and then they're bowed down, and so it's very touching. And of course there's a layperson drumming in the back, so very different than Abhayagiri. We're pretty stodgy, but different ambience. But it's still the sense of devotion was very, very strong, and that was quite that always touches me. I remember the very first time I went to the City of 10,000 Buddhas for an ordination. There was something like, 40 or 60 ordaining, and it was this huge line of people that you walk through, and they're all chanting mantras, and so that element of devotion. And the same while the ordination's taking place, they do it the same as us, in that you can't ordain more than 3 people at a time. So you do the whole ceremony for the ordination, and then that group goes out, and then another group comes in to do their ordination. But the ones who have ordained go and join the other people who are waiting, and they're in the hall chanting mantras the whole time, and it's quite. And we're in the actual ordination space, and you can hear the mantras being chanted in the background. So it's just a sense of devotion and commitment, really, because it's the ordination is the culmination of 108 days of pretty intense practice period, practice and study, and of course they've all been waiting for maybe a year, 2 years, 3 years in order to. There was that, I can't remember his name. Is the Polish? Is the Polish novelist? I can't remember. Huh? Merrick. And now he's ordained. But we've been seeing him around for years now, and he's slowly gone forth and been a layman, plugged in, like an anagarika and then a novice. But it's been years, and he's now got his full ordination. So this, that sense of, they have a strong sense of commitment and devotion, which I think is one of the reasons why there's say an affinity between our communities. So that, so for ourselves, just in terms of our own, and they look to us as sort of examples as well, in our own way of the different qualities that we bring to the monastic training and monastic life, to be reflecting on these different qualities that we try to bring to our practice and our training. And I think that there's always a strong emphasis on mindfulness and reflection, on investigation, on the wisdom factor. But I think it's also important to pay attention to those qualities of devotion, of faith, of confidence, so that there's a heart quality brought in to those elements, rather than sort of intellectually trying to figure out the teachings to the nth degree, or just trying to focus solely on some kind of psychological basis. Just paying attention to how do I bring a quality of devotion to this practice, and to be able to really put one's heart into it, because on a certain level there's without that balance, it's hard to sustain practice for a long period of time, and that and balance of these different faculties is what will lay the basis for our ability to stick with the practice. So we'll leave that for this morning.